I once had a job in a factory, and my job was to watch paint dry. Before taking large components that were parts of grain bins off of a conveyor, only to start over with the next bunch so that I could watch paint dry once more. My friends, I know a thing or two about the futility of work. I should also assure you that I generally don't feel that the things I do these days are as pointless as that. I'm sure we all have differing experiences and opinions about work. Some here are retired and hopefully enjoying the fruits of a fulfilling career. Some are just making it through the day with an eye to the clock, waiting for the moment that they're able to leave. Some here may love what you do, so you can't understand why others would call it work at all. Some work hard, but the ends never seem to quite meet. I know some wish they could find meaningful work. And there are probably any other number of thoughts that we have on the matter. And I'm sure that all of us, at least at some points, have had some frustrations with work. But could any be as bleak or as dismal as the thoughts of the teacher in Ecclesiastes, who, by the way, was not watching paint dry, but he was unfulfilled with being royalty, who oversaw a kingdom? Give me a break. Is work that bad, or has it always been that bad? If we go back to the beginning and recall our creation myths, work has been a part of the human experience from the very beginning. That's how Genesis 1 and 2 are narrated. The humans worked in Eden. They were to name and tend to the animals, as well as till and keep Eden's ground. Even in Genesis 3, after the humans were awakened by eating from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, work was still a part of the human calling. Albeit work became difficult after that point, toilsome. Sweat was now required to complete the tasks of work that led to survival. Difficult, yes. But for the teacher of Ecclesiastes, who I doubt had much dirt under the fingernails, hated what he found on the job. Well, that is, hated it until hate gave way to resignation. It just is what it is. Following his reflection on wisdom and folly, spoiler, it's all vanity, as both the sage and the foolish one end up in the dirt, the teacher now turns to this pronouncement on work. And shock that it may be, as we've been hanging out in Ecclesiastes for a bit now, work is folly too. Toil is folly. Or is it the result of one's labors that are folly? It isn't entirely clear which one the teacher means, but it seems likely that one's work and the treasure that one stores up, for the teacher in Ecclesiastes, it's all vanity, because this, just like the rest of life, will become someone else's after one breathes their last breath. Our work, which can fill the days, and with the teacher can maybe even keep us awake at night occasionally, is all meaningless. In the end, none of it matters. Work is just another place the teacher forces us to remember the hard facts of life that we faced last week. No one will remember us, and they won't remember what we've done either. All is folly. And yet, somehow, in his resignation, the teacher still finds a glimmer of comfort. Eat, drink, and find joy in the work that you have to do. Just kidding. There's no comfort there either. As one scholar puts it, to eat, drink, and find enjoyment in work is not a reward. Instead, it's all that we're left to do once we resign ourselves to the truth. Essentially, saying to eat, drink, and work is only worthwhile because it sure beats starving, dehydrating, and embracing the emptiness of our lives. The teacher, of course, never visited Cedar Rapids, but I'm sure he would have benefited a bit from that fifth season that we rave about all the time. A little bit of recreation. I mean, maybe a Colonel's game or a concert might take the edge off of that despair. Who knows? In any case, it seems as if the teacher may have lost the soul of life and the place of connection, even trust in others, and meaning has gone by the wayside. Must we resign ourselves to these cold, hard facts, or is there a better way for us? Through this season of Lent, we've been looking to find a better way. One that is truthful, that doesn't ignore the realities of the limitations of our bodies and our lives, but an outlook that can be a little bit more open to joy and goodness. The teacher of Ecclesiastes certainly provokes conversation, and for that reason is a good conversation partner, but I hope that we don't feel that we have to take Ecclesiastes as the final word on the matter. Let's keep seeking. Perhaps we might even find something better. Indeed, work has been a part of the human task from the beginning, and that's important. Work sustains and makes life possible. And if we plan well, and I suppose some of the cards fall our way, we may enjoy time in retirement that is free from the grind of a work schedule or calendar. And work can be a way for us to be part of the larger tapestry. It seems in our passage that the teacher is caught in a meaningless system because he thinks that his work will be squandered by whoever comes after him. But quite frankly, that's far too individualistic. And it isn't healthy, nor is it true. Whatever we do is only a part of something bigger than ourselves. All of our work is a part of a larger whole. If we contribute something, we enrich the lives of those who are beyond ourselves. And the long-term value is in others taking what we have done, building upon it, improving it, and hopefully shaping it into something better or new. In the round table, we had some discussion about work. Is it simply the thing that you do for gainful employment? Or can work be about the various ways that we exert energy and utilize God-given talents? As part of this church, if you've been around any length of time, you've likely had a chance to do something with your energy and your talents. And most likely that something was for the good of another person. Whether you've served, maybe I'm going to ask for a show of hands. Who served pancakes at a breakfast at this church? Who has swung a hammer or a paintbrush on a transform project? Who's packed a food bag? Tied a tie blanket? Or served in any other sort of way in the life of this congregation? Work can be a way for all of us to be more connected to others. For the teacher in Ecclesiastes, the future is a threat. It's a threat to our work, our treasure, our legacy. But that isn't the only way that we might consider things. Consider that old adage that almost seems cliche at this point, but I think it's worth noting and spending some time considering. Blessed is the one who plants a tree under whose shade they may never rest. We don't often enough hear the wisdom of indigenous people, but in Iroquois philosophy, there's a principle called the seventh generation principle. And it seeks to ensure that the decisions that are made here and now will be sustainable for 7 generations to come. We too ought to be part of the larger connection that will go on. And to think and to make decisions that will have a positive impact that lasts beyond our time into future generations. I decided that it was a good idea to think about Ecclesiastes for Lent, and the jury may still be out if I was right or not on that front. I started with a working title, Lent in the Time of AI. I thought we could spend these weeks considering just how difficult but important it is to be human when we have machines that think they can do a better job at it than us. Our technology, and I'm not a Luddite, our technology, which is full of modern conveniences, yes, is leading us to a place where we have to ask some huge questions. Questions about work, questions about life, questions like, what do we do? And who are we when our work is no longer needed? Because AI can do a better job of it, and it never asks for a sick day. And an equally important question for us, where can we find meaning and joy within the limits of our lives? In 1952, Kurt Vonnegut published his first novel. It's entitled Player Piano. In Player Piano, in 1952, Vonnegut imagines a dystopian future where there are 2 classes in the world. There's one, the experts who manage the machines that make human labor nearly unnecessary. And second, the wrecks and the reeks, the people who live on the wrong side of the river, have outdated ideas, they're poor, and they're ignorant of technology's wonders. Did Vonnegut get it right in 1952? The story follows Dr. Paul Protus. He's not a medical doctor, but he's a manager of technology. And he becomes disenfranchised with what this technology is doing and the way it's sucking the soul out of life. And so Dr. Protus joins a small society that intends to revolt and take their life back from the machines. They go on a rage and they destroy it all. But pretty quickly, surrounded by the rubble of what once was progress, they realized that losing all those creature comforts wasn't so great either. And in a surprising turn of events, in the rubble of their destruction, the wrecks and the reeks, these outsiders who represent an old world, are the ones who are able to stand in the rubble and smile and still find joy. And the reason that they can do so is because they went and picked up the broken pieces of those machines and they started putting them together in new configurations and creating something new out of what had been destroyed. Let us take this Lenten season to reflect on our lives. Let's use this time that the church has given us to be sure that we're using our energy and our talents in ways that are fulfilling to us, especially in ways that exert creative energy. Let our work connect us with others in positive ways. May the things we do be for the benefit of our neighbors, the ones who are here now, and the generations of those who are still to come. And then when it comes time for someone else to pick up where we've left off, it's then that we will certainly know that we have done a good job. May it be so. Amen.